Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to make sure it was still okay with you that we record this session just so that I can kind of learn from it and everything. Okay.
No
good.
worries.
Perfect. So, how have things been going?
They've been pretty well.
Good.
It's just been tiring and I'm ready for a break, but everything's been going pretty well. So a little stressful, but
how's
not too bad.
school going?
It's going well. I mean, classes aren't that bad. There's just a lot of work coming up, a lot of projects and things that I'm just a little nervous about just getting done.
Mm-hmm.
Just having groups. I'm not I like group projects in some aspects, but sometimes they're just more stressful, especially with Thanksgiving break and then having them do another week after, and most of them we haven't really done a whole lot. We have a Google Doc made, but no one's really spent the time to do anything, so I'm a little nervous, but overall pretty well. And I was planning on Spanish being terrible because I haven't taken Spanish in 4 years, and I'm taking an upper level Spanish just so I can test out of it altogether. And it's actually been going really well, and we had our last test before our final this past week, so everything's going better than I expected it to.
Good, that's so good. It's always helpful when that happens. So how do you think finals are going to go? Have you started studying yet? I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it's finals week.
No, I definitely, don't have finals in most of my social work classes. There's, papers and things along those lines, projects, or both for those due. My 151 class, I'm not really sure what I think ours is just a paper also in there, and then my interviewing class is just I don't know what our final is in that one, actually. But I'm pretty sure it's a paper. It's electronic. I know they're all online. So that's nice that I don't have to be there. I can leave to go home earlier. So I'm super excited about that. My Spanish exam is, not cumulative. So that's nice.
That's nice.
So I don't have to worry about that.
That's
it's just
so
another
nice.
regular test. And their tests take, 20 minutes. So it'll be great. And then the only one I know I have to study a ton for is my organic chemistry one.
Okay.
I'm not doing terrible in there, but I'm not doing, as well as I want to.
Yeah.
But I have some time to start studying, so I'm definitely going to start over Thanksgiving break, which is a little early, but...
Yeah. So what are you going to be doing for Thanksgiving break?
I'm going home. I'm actually going to leave next Friday, so I'm super excited. I have to miss practice, though, and Coach is really upset, but it's only one day, so he can deal with that. I'm going to try and make it up earlier in the day, depending upon my schedule, but I'm going home. I'm not really doing anything super exciting. My boyfriend's going to be coming.
Ooh.
He'll get it on Saturday night. He's driving... from Valpo to, right where I'm at, from Pennsylvania, but his roommate, one of his best friends lives in Baltimore.
Okay.
And him and his girlfriend are driving through to Baltimore.
Okay.
So they're leaving on Saturday morning, and it's a 10 or 11 hour drive to where we're meeting them. So he'll get in Saturday, 7 or 8.
That'll be nice.
And then we're on the way back. We're all driving back together. Because I already had booked my one plane ticket, and I didn't want to, cancel it, and it was so hard to move, so I just kept that one. And then I figured I can get home a day before him and just spend some time with my own family before he comes, so. But it'll be exciting just to, be home and see everyone and go and do things.
So I know you had been talking about that you were going to do your 151 community service hours there. Are you still planning on that, and what are you going to be doing?
I am. I have been waiting for her to get back to me, and it's really stressful. I mean, I filled out everything she asked me to do, and she's like, oh, I'll give you dates and times later. So I'm going to try and email her later on tonight or tomorrow morning just to set up actual times. I'm hoping to get them mostly done. I need to do 12 more hours. I'm hoping to get most of that done on Saturday. Do 8 then, and then 4 another day. That way I'm not leaving Mike alone too long. I know he'll have fine things to do, but my brother will still be in school. My mom will be teaching. My dad will be at work. So he won't really have anything to do. I'm sure he has homework. And, I told him he can always go over to my grandparents and hang out because, my grandfather loves to talk. And, I feel like they would just be great with that, but... I just don't know if he'd be comfortable with that. So I'm going to try and get most of it done on Saturday, but it should be an interesting experience.
So what are you going to be doing? Where are you going to be going?
I'm going to Lutheran Social Services. There's a retirement home right by, it's right next door to my church. And my grandfather's on the board at Lutheran Social Services. Okay. So he kind of was the one that was like, hey, if you still can't find one, I can set you up with them. Yeah. Because I had tried to get one through the Hispanic Center at home, because my mom is an ESL teacher, and she's, knows the lady who runs it and everything, and I emailed them twice, and they never got back to me. There's no phone number to call, and my mom didn't, she mentioned something to her, she's like, oh, yeah, that'll be great, I'll email her, but she never did, and we don't want to be pushy about it, and I don't know, so I just decided, okay, I'll try and find something else, so I'm going to do it through Lutheran Social Services, and, I'm not exactly sure what they're going to have me do. It'll probably just be office work or following a nerd around. Following a nurse around.
I don't know how to do that.
following a nurse around. Like they do home visits and stuff like that. So something along those lines.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure, so that'll be interesting.
So compared to like your field of study that you want to go into, how is that gonna like kind of go into it, or is it kind of something that you're good to just want to like test out and see how it goes?
It's not really for either. I mean, I want to go into social work. I'm not exactly sure what aspect of social work if I just go social work, but my other option is just to go into genetic counseling, which is like my number one thing. So I want to basically work with like younger parents or like parents who are having kids and just like planning if they know that there's something hereditary in their family, just to kind of see what their chances are of getting having a kid with these diseases or like these disorders or whatever. So that's kind of like what I want to do, but I think this will still be a good opportunity just to see, and it'll probably help me figure out what I want to do for my like senior internship here through our social work program, so that'll be kind of a big thing. But yeah.
So then, have you gotten your junior internship yet, and how's that going?
I got it. I was really nervous. I actually went into, like, our person in charge, Barb, crying, just because I was so overwhelmed. I, like, switched to social work, and I had all my gen eds done. Like, I was originally a chem major. I had them all done for chem. I had to take 2 more classes. I come to social work, and I have to, like, take so many more gen eds, and, like, they're like, oh, you need this many science classes. Like, I have this many science classes. But they're like, oh, they can't all be in the same thing, and so I'm, like, trying to do that. So I was, like, freaking out into my mom on the phone. And, like, there's no way I can do a senior internship with my schedule how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to try and take, like, 12 credits this summer just to get ahead and clear up my schedule a little bit for my senior year. And then with the internship I got, I didn't know their hours. Nothing was posted. So I was like, okay, I'll go in and see what they have to say. I went in and talked to them. And they're actually open on the weekends. And most of their clients are on the weekends. So I know we'll be traveling a lot on the weekends. But usually I have one or the other day free. So I think the first month of it, I'm going to go in on Saturdays for like 6-8 hours and get it done that way.
Cool.
So yeah. So it was a nice like stress relief when I found out that they had like weekend hours. So I was a little less like overwhelmed. But.
So have you done your interview yet, or where are you kind of in that process?
I got the thing. We played phone tag for a couple of days. Finally got a hold of them, and I got like my interview set up. And then we had set up for like a Sunday afternoon. It was supposed to be this afternoon, like today.
Okay.
Well, she calls me and says, because I gave her all my free days, and she calls me another day. She's like, oh, we just got a client sign up for this and this time. We don't have enough people here, so can you come in on Tuesday? And I find that out that evening, and I was, like, so stressed out because, like, I don't have a car here, and, like, it was supposed to rain, and I was just so stressed, but I got it all figured out, so that was nice. And then I went in, I just didn't know what to say in an interview, and, like, it really was an interview. Like, we sat on the couch, and we were just talking, and they kind of told us, like, what they did there, and, like, whatnot, and, like, most of the people who are there are interns. There's only 2 permanent jobs there, the secretary and then the lady in charge who runs the place. And I'm at the family house, which is a home for kids. Not a home. It's like a place for kids to come and like see their parents or like their other like parental guardian who they can't always see. So like if mom and dad are divorced and say mom has like main, what is it called?
Custody,
has like the custody. She'll bring her son or daughter in with her at the front door, and then the dad will come in the back door. They don't see each other. The mom will go, like, stay on the couch out there. The kid will come back with the social worker or the intern or whatever. And we go back and we monitor the visit with dad. And they just kind of hang out. So, like, usually 1 or 2 hours. There's, like, a place outside if it's nice. But obviously it's going to be the winter for most of mine. So it'll be inside. But there's a kitchen there. They can cook together. They can make dinner together. They, color. There's, like, rooms for all age, like, groups. And she said we'll have kids from, like, 1 week old to 18, 17 in 364 days or something. And most of them are court-appointed, so they have to be there. And then some are just, like, drug addict parents who are trying to get back into their kids' life, so the foster parents will bring them in, and that way they can kind of learn how to do it. And we also do, like, custody, like, weekend custody. So, like, if the mom has the kid for, like, the week and the dad gets on the weekend, the kid will come in the front door, go back with dad, and they'll leave, wait 15-ish minutes, and the mom can leave. Most of the reason for that is because a lot of them are just, like, they're either newly divorced, they just don't get along, or there's some domestic abuse somewhere along the line, or just different things. So it's just kind of a way to protect the children and have the best opportunity for the kids.
That's cool, though.
So it'll be cool. It's just going to be really, I'm a little intimidated by it, too. we have to go, like, we have to write reports, and it can't be biased at all, so I can't be like, oh, the dad improved so much from last visit. Be like, the dad interacted more, the dad talked to him, the dad made dinner, the dad was proactive. I can't just say, like,
anything's gotten better.
That it's gotten better, because that's my opinion, and I can't say that because the courts will be reading this, the judge will be reading all of my briefs from the visit, and then there's, like, a chance that I could be subpoenaed in and speak on one of the parents' behalf. So it's a little intimidating, but she said she'll give me the easy cases for the first couple times, so that'll be
cool,
nice.
Though. And I feel like it's going to be a really good, like, learning experience.
And I think it'll be great because I want to work with, like, young parents in the future, so it'll be nice just to learn how to talk to them. I know these will be more difficult probably than what I'll have to work with, but you never know. So I think it'll be a good, like, transition period to make sure that is what I want to do. So that's kind of nice.
Cool. Okay. So has anything else been going on? Like, kind of where are you at right now with everything?
It's just been a lot, like, with school and track and finding time and whatnot, and I don't know. Like, I don't ever really see my boyfriend, and we finally have time, and it's just... We've had a little issues this past weekend. There's just, like, it's frustrating because, like, the one night we had planned all week to see each other, you know, something happened and we got in a little fight. But things overall are really going well, so can't complain.
Well, that's good. So if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. But, like, if you do want to talk about it, this can be, like, a time that we go through things and kind of figure out what you want to do. Like, with the situation that happened over the weekend.
That's fine. So, you know, we have our sorority semi-formal, and it was, like, nautical theme. So, everyone was dressed pretty, like, preppy and, you know, in their boat shoes and stripes and Hawaiian shirts, that kind of thing. So, it was super fun. And we were looking forward to it all week because, like, I am from the East Coast, and I went to a boarding school, which is super preppy. And, like, everything I have, I could have worn. And I was just, like, super excited because, like, the theme was something that I could relate to, whereas, like, most people weren't really excited. But we get there. First off, we went to get on the first bus, and we were, like, the cutoff was right in front of us. We were the first ones for the second bus. Yeah. And usually juniors and seniors get on the first bus, so I was kind of frustrated because I was like, oh, we have to wait around another, like, little while before we get to the dance. Yeah. But whatever, we hung out. And then we get to the dance, and we, like, walk in. I was like, Mike, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I come back, like, 5 minutes later. I couldn't find him anywhere. I look around for, like, 20 minutes. Finally, I call him. I text him, like, he's not answering. And then he was outside. I didn't know this. He came back in, and I finally found him. But he was out, like, smoking a cigarette with someone, which he doesn't ever do. So it was just kind of super uncharacteristic of him. And then, like, the fact that he just left me at my, like, sorority dance, and he was representing me and him, that was the reason I was super mad. And, like, I don't like smoking. I don't think it's, you know, a good thing. Like, and there's nothing that good that can come of it. But I wasn't even going to get mad about that. It was just the fact that he left and didn't tell me where he was going, and he was gone for so long. And, like, I don't know. It was just super uncharacteristic of him, but whatever. I don't know. And then he just kind of came in. He was just telling me, like, yeah, I'm addicted to cigarettes. And I was like, yeah, and I've been dating for 2 years, and I've never seen you smoke a cigarette besides tonight, and I didn't even see it. But, like, he smelled like smoke the rest of the night, and I was just, like, super frustrating because, like, he was representing all of, like, our sorority and me. And it was just really, like, hurtful that he would go and do that. So, and then later on in the night, like, he got up again and he went outside, and I did not know where he was again. He doesn't tell me. He just got up and left, which is, like, not like him at all, because usually he's on top of everything. But someone, I guess his dad or his brother had called, so he was on the phone because it was super loud in the dance, but I didn't know that, so, like... So it was just a little frustrating, but,
Have you guys talked about it since then?
Well, last night we did, but we were both kind of still just, like, not in the right state of mind. So this morning we kind of had a nice chat about it, and, like, he apologized, and I'm not, like, mad at him about it. I'm just mad the way he handled it, and the way he, like, went about everything. And then, I don't know, it's just kind of hard because I'm trying to, like, build our trust back up because, like, we had broken up over the summer for a little bit. Like, he did it out of the blue. Like, I don't really know why. Still to this day, it just kind of whatever, but I forgave him from it. And I'm, like, still trying to just, like, trust him again because I, like, didn't expect that. And then for him just to go and do something like this kind of, like, really broke that trust. So now, a little frustrated, especially going into Thanksgiving, like, when he's going to be with me for a week straight, like, trying just not to be, like, irritated about anything. So it's just a little, like, I don't know, but we're trying.
So, like, is anything going on? Because you said, like, it's not his personality to do this. So, like, do you think it's just something that happened? Or, like, do you think, is he going through anything? Or...
I mean, I don't think that He is. He doesn't talk about going through anything. I know he's was having issues just paying for school. He's not playing football, which he lost like a little bit of his money this year, and then he'll be here through next December. So he's happy. He was actually super happy. He was graduating a semester earlier than he had predicted.
Okay.
So he was like super excited about that. But then, so I didn't really know why it was. Like lately, he's just been on this like. He'll do a lot of work during the week, but on the weekends he just goes out and he parties a lot and he goes to the bar and whatever. Cause like I have track practice in the morning, so I just like say, do your own thing. I'll hang out with you tomorrow afternoon. We go get dinner or go get lunch, whatever. So I kind of just I'm not one that's like gonna keep tabs on him. Like I trust him to come to me if he's having an issue. He can, you know, that kind of thing. So I haven't. Nothing going on. Like we're kind of just super like both of us are just go with the flow. Like don't let little things get to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, last night, I'm not really that mad about now.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact of what he did.
Right.
So it's just, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to, like,
have you ever thought about that, like, maybe he just kind of, like, needs your support right now kind of thing?
Yeah, and I do talk to him about it all the time, but I'm here and I'm always going to support you, but you need to let me know what's happening in your life because I obviously don't know every single thing about you, even though I would love to, so... Yeah. So, I mean, I feel that I am very supportive.
Yeah,
but
no, I just think, like,
he
maybe...
He just does his own thing sometimes. And
yeah, so, and you never know, like, maybe it's something that, like...
And he doesn't have, like, a strong relationship with his mom at all, which I think has been hurting him a little bit, just, I don't know, because his parents got divorced right when he left for school, so his dad moved out and he went to college, so both of his brothers stayed with his mom because she kept custody. Okay. There wasn't any, like, issues with custody. She just kept it. His dad had him on the weekends, like, super simple. He was he just wanted the easiest thing because they were all older.
Yeah.
But, like, now his middle brother, Matt, is in college also, so it's just Nate at home, and he's just super unhappy. She's very negative. Like, I've met her a few times, and I spent the night at her house, and, like, just very uncomfortable. Like right after Mike left for college, when he came home for Thanksgiving, he spent it with his dad because his dad was alone for the holiday. Right. His mom put all of his stuff like out on the porch and said, "You have till noon to pick it up because you picked your dad up over me." Blah blah blah. Yeah. And ever since then, it hasn't been like a good relationship. And then right after we started dating, I was like, "Hey, you should probably just go to Christmas. Like, I would recommend just going and maybe Christmas Eve, just stopping by for like appetizers or dinner or something, just to." She's her mom, and you want her to be a part of your life forever, and you never know when you're going to need her. So he's been, like, getting a little closer with her in that aspect, but he's like, I'll never like her. I'll never, like, want, like, he says, my kids to see her. Like, he's not going to have them go see their grandma unless it's, like, I don't know, something major, just because there's not that respect. So I feel bad for him, and I think that is bugging him a lot more. And, like, his youngest brother, Nate, is a senior this year. Okay. He turns 18... I think in the next couple of weeks, I think in December, so technically at that point he gets to pick if he lives with his mom and dad. Mm-hmm. He wants to go live with dad, but his mom's like throwing this big stink and like she's like, I'm going to take the car so then you can't go, and like just little things like that. And it's his senior year of high school. He's gotten offers to so many colleges for football and for track, and he's just like super frustrated. And then Mike feels bad because he's like, I'm sorry, you have to pick and choose between like everything. So I think that's bugging him, but it's not enough to,
like, kind of act out.
Yeah, not to act out. So, yeah. And I think Thanksgiving break, like, we'll spend time without, like, as much schoolwork. Like, we'll have homework, but we could just hang out and focus on our relationship, which I think is something we need. Yeah. So, that'll be good, and I can kind of just see where he's at. So, I'm not going to, like, hold it against him. I just kind of want to know what's going on. And I try talking to him, but he's not very open. Yeah. So.
Now, are you close with both of your parents?
I'm close with my parents. I mean, I feel like in some aspects I've gotten closer with my mom in college, but through high school, my dad and I were super close. I went to a boarding school, and I would still go home for gymnastics, and, like, the guy in charge of security, his daughter did gymnastics with me also. Mm-hmm. So we both would go home on Wednesday nights and on the weekends and Monday nights sometimes. So her dad was there all day anyway for security because he was in charge of all the security on campus. And so he would take us to practice, but my dad would, like, bring us back. Well, my dad would bring me back that night, but his daughter came back the next morning with him. But, like, it was just so hard to meet him in the morning because he would leave at 4 a.m. and I was not. It was just easier to come back. Plus, it's, like, time for me to spend with my parents, so I never got to see them. So, like, my dad would always pick me up and take me back to school, so we would just get to know each other really well, and we got really close in high school. But now that I'm at Valpo, my mom went here, so we've kind of gotten closer. Yeah. I don't know. We're not close. It's just, like...
Yeah.
She's not, like, tech savvy, so it's super hard. Like, I have to physically call her on her cell phone. She doesn't answer. Then I have to call the house phone. Whereas my dad, I can text him all the time and send emojis and, like, fun things and FaceTime. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm close with him. It's just hard.
Do you think it's hard for him seeing that? Because, like, you guys broke up and now you're back together.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just hard for him to see the relationship that you guys have and... the fact that he doesn't have that and it's so hard?
I don't think so, because he sees how much happier his dad is, and his dad got remarried, and he has 3 more siblings now, so there's 6 of them, and that when they're all together, and, like, they all get along so well, and, like, they're all so happy, and they have crazy fun when they get together, and I love being at their house with all of them, and I think he's, like, super happy. I think he just really just feels bad for Nate, his youngest brother, but other than that, like, I don't think so. I mean, I think if anything, he's closer with his stepmom and his dad than I am with my parents, which is kind of interesting because that's only a newer thing. So
So he's close with his stepmom then?
Yeah, he's very close, but she's very open. She was a social work and psychology major.
Okay.
So she was kind of like, I've been getting closer with her too, just like talking to her, like even when we broke up over the summer, like she would still text me all the time and like check in and you know, talk to me about my major and like if I'm excited and things like that. So.
Have you ever thought about talking to her about it and just being like...
I always debate it, but I'm just not sure if I want to cross that line yet, because I feel like he might... Because she's very open, and she would just say something not even thinking, and I don't want her to, like, make him feel like I don't trust him or that, like...
Right.
So, I don't know yet.
You also have to think of it as, like, it's for his best interest, and it's not like you're talking about him behind his back.
Right.
Like, you're just trying to help. So maybe just being like, hey, like, I don't want this to come across as like something's wrong with Mike and we need to fix it, but just kind of like, have you heard of anything? And just kind of not like get information, but just kind of like a way to
and I kind of thought about it, but it's just like I don't know if I'm ready for that next step. And like with everything that did happen over the summer, I've just been kind of taking it easy because I'm not really sure where he's at, and like over the summer, he basically said that he just broke up with me because, like, he wanted to spend the time with his brothers, and, like, I mean, we were super far away, and we didn't see each other at all, and, like, he worked all day, and I was a camp counselor, so I worked 24/7.
Yeah.
So I could not talk to him. Like, I'd have one day off when he was at work, so he would call me on his lunch break, and we'd talk 15 minutes one week, and then that we'd get, like, 3 texts a day from each other.
Yeah.
So it was, like, super hard, and, like, I understand, like... that aspect of it, but then like I also had surgery, so I was kind of like bummed that he wasn't there, but then he still like sent me like get well package and a card even though we weren't dating, so it was basically he just like he just didn't want to feel like bad about not seeing me or talking to me or anything, so I think that was kind of the reason behind it. But.
And I mean, I don't know if you did or not, but at the beginning of the year, did you guys kind of like talk about the breakup, or it was just something that like you kind of like brushed over?
No, we talked about it a lot, and I still like if I ever have a question, I just bring it up blatantly, like, oh, I wanted to like think like I don't know, I just bring it up whenever, because he's like, I want you to, I don't want you to be like holding this over my head forever, so I want you to be open with me. And I mean, whenever anything's in my mind about it, I do, and like I even told him that this morning. I was like, we just kind of broke that trust that we've been building up all semester, so it was kind of frustrating because we haven't had any issues since we've been back, which like I knew something was going to happen, but it's not like anything major. This isn't major at all. It's just like frustrating and whatnot, and we're in the process. Like he wants to lavalier me, and he's told me about it just because I need to find a date that I can be available and that his fraternity's available, and I don't know when it's going to happen because there's, like, no days. Because as soon as we get back from Thanksgiving, we have our first track meet that weekend. And then every weekend after, there's a track meet after Christmas break. So it's just, like, my busy season's coming up. So I just, it's super hard. So I don't know if it'll even happen this year, if it'll be next fall. But
one of these days we'll get around to it.
Yeah, so.
So have you started, like, planning for Christmas, or I know it's coming up so fast and I can't believe it. I know there's been talk about Christmas. So where you are on that.
I don't know if I'm on book plane tickets or not. She's the one that always does it for me because I don't know how to look for them. But I need to let her know when I can come back, because I wasn't really sure I was going to come back on like the Tuesday, but since with sorority stuff, I didn't even think about it, and we flew back earlier, which is kind of nice just to get back and like get settled in and get ready for the semester and make sure you have all your books and that kind of thing. So to book those tickets sometime soon just so I can get back. But I might honestly just talk to Mike's friend who's driving, who drives him all the time home from Baltimore, just because it's on the way, and it sucks to drive alone, so it'd be nice for him to drive with someone, and he was, super excited, and all last year he would always ask me if I wanted to drive, but I was like, I already booked my plane tickets, and it was, every time it was, 3 days after, so I might talk to him just to see.
That'd be cool,
yeah, that'd be super fun, but he's not in college anymore, he graduated last year, he works for the Dunes, he's... what's his major? It's environmental science.
Okay, I was I have no idea. I'm not good at science.
Yeah, no, he's environmental science, so he does, that kind of thing, with the Lakeshore, management team and stuff. So he has a pretty flexible schedule in the winter just because, they're not doing a whole lot because it's cold and they can't do, the tests and stuff that they usually do, so, yeah, so I'm not really sure what we're doing for Christmas or even Thanksgiving. My mom still doesn't know where we're going for the holiday. Our family's very last minute with all that kind of stuff. So we'll probably figure it out on, Wednesday. Everyone will call each other and be like, so where are we going to go this year?
Yeah.
Because it's either Philly or by us, just because my grandparents and us are together. And then my aunt and uncle live in Philly. And they're the ones with the 3 youngest kids.
Okay.
There's 3 of them under 5.5, so it's a lot for them to travel. Even though it's only 2 hours, it's still a lot. And then my dad's side, we usually do something with the day before, or we'll do Thanksgiving breakfast with them, and then we'll go to Philly for Thanksgiving dinner. So it's just I'm not sure what we're gonna do. And I told Mike, he keeps asking me what's your plan? What's your plan? Because he really wants to go see Philly, and I was I honestly don't know.
No idea. Yeah.
But
I know, I'm sure it's hard being far away from family, but has that ever really affected you at being at school and just being so far away?
It's not too bad usually, but fall break was really hard on me just because everybody was gone. We couldn't leave because of track, but we could leave Saturday after practice. We had morning practice at 8 a.m. so we were done by 10. Yeah. So a bunch of people on the track team went home and everything. So I was here alone all day Saturday and then all day Sunday. And a couple people on the team, the sprinters got to go home on Friday after practice, so they all left even the day before. And then a lot of the jumpers live relatively close. They went to Hobart or Central or some of them are Chicago suburbs. So they went home for Friday because we had morning practice every day at 7 or 8 in the morning, so everyone could go do their own thing. So they would all go home, so I was, here all day by myself. So it was just kind of, hard. I mean, I caught up on a lot of work. Yeah. But it was still just, I'm sick of watching Netflix. I need to get out of my room. There's nothing to do. Yeah. So, at that point, I was just, ready for Thanksgiving break. I was ready to see my family. Yeah. And my brother and I are super, close, and we talk all the time. But the rest of my family, it's just, everyone's crazy in their own little world. So holidays are, the one time we come together. And, even through high school, I wasn't at home, so
that's true.
I just kind of got used to it, and they would come see me almost every weekend or every other weekend. Plus, with gymnastics, I'd be traveling, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah. But now it's definitely different. But I'm okay with it.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people they have a hard time, so just being far away, I'm sure it's hard. Definitely. Okay, well here's a client feedback form, so we can go over this.
Okay. All right, it's the same as last week. So, what one thing stood out from you from this interview? What might you remember and take home with you?
Doesn't matter.
Let me think what stood out the most. I guess probably just talking about everything with Mike and talking it out. That was helpful just to talk with someone else. This must be right.
Situation. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm a terrible speller.
Me too. Okay. Did the interviewer listen to you? Did you feel heard? Circle the word. Okay. I definitely felt heard. And I strongly agree with it, that you listened to me. Did the session help you understand an issue, opportunity, or problem? I guess it was kind of an issue and a problem, just kind of preventing from future problems to happen with him, so I would definitely strongly agree with that. Do you feel you've gained a better understanding of yourself? I would say yes, just because I haven't really thought about how he's feeling with I guess his family and like I just talk about mine all the time, but not even thinking. But like it's never bugged him before, but I guess I should definitely just like reach out to him about that. To discover any ideas about how to address an issue, opportunity, or problem more fully. Yes. Just like I said in the last question, just being more upfront with him and himself. Okay. What, if anything, did the interviewer miss that you would like to have to explore today? I don't think anything. I mean, I don't really have anything like specifically that I want to talk to besides like Mike, and we talked about that. So, I think that's good. Okay. What did you find helpful? What did the interviewer do that felt right? It was helpful just to like talk about what I'm doing and what I could do better. Oh my gosh. Okay. Will you consider taking any action or doing something different or changing your thinking, feeling, or behavior as a result of the interview? I guess I'll just kind of change my thinking when approaching problems with him sometimes, I think. Just because I never really thought about, like, I don't know, like his family and that kind of thing. I mean, he doesn't ever, like, express concern, but that doesn't mean there's not there, like that there somewhere. What about his concerns? And what am I looking for the word? Like, not courteous, but respectful. Okay, and then this is the last one. It definitely was helpful, surprisingly helpful. Definitely got me thinking. Definitely generated feelings of hopefulness in me, just like to get everything like back on track. I felt supported for sure, and useful ideas. I liked our time together. I felt heard and respected and understood. We talked about what I wanted to talk about. The approach was good for me. And I would like to talk again. And I would definitely say it was extremely helpful.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So thanks so much for letting me talk to you.
Thank
and
you.
I hope that everything goes well, and I'm sure you're going to have a great time over break.
Thank you.